Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, the Toronto Blue Jays News Network. Today we have 3 jam-packed updates about our Blue Army, which happened or came to notice just a few hours ago. So, if you are a true Jays fan, you don't want to miss these updates. And yes, before we start the video, I request that if you are new to the channel, then don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay in the loop with everything Blue Jays. So let's dive right into today's first big story of the day. Update 1. First look. Okamoto and Sanchez finally arrive at camp. Hilarious, scary moment with Schneider. All right, folks, let's dive straight into our first major story of the day. The wait is finally over. We have boots on the ground in Dunedin as our newest power bats have officially reported for duty. Just a few hours ago on Saturday morning, both Kazuma Okamoto and Jesus Sanchez arrived at the Toronto Blue Jays spring training camp. And let me tell you, the vibes are already immaculate. If there were any first day jitters for these guys, you definitely couldn't tell. They wasted no time getting into the mix, doing drills with their new teammates, and exploring the complex. But the highlight of the morning has to be Kazuma Okamoto's interaction with the media. When reporters ask him what kind of person he is off the field, Okamoto, completely deadpan, cracked a joke saying, "I is very serious and very manly." He said this even before his translator could get the English words out, sparking laughter from the Japanese media in attendance. He told them, "I think I can say that by myself." It is great to see that personality shining through already. Remember, Okamoto signed that massive 4-year, $60 million deal with us back on January 4th after an incredible 11-year career with the Yomiuri Giants in Nippon professional baseball. He was delayed slightly due to visa issues, missing the camp opening on Wednesday, but he is here now and looking comfortable. He also shared a hilarious moment with manager John Schneider. If you recall, back in January, Okamoto joked that Schneider looked scary on a video call. Well, one of the first things he did on Saturday was give Schneider a huge embrace. Schneider laughed about it, saying he gave Okamoto a big hug to break the ice, and hopes he figures out quickly that he is not scary at all and loves to have fun. On the other side of things, we have Jesus Sanchez, who we just acquired from the Houston Astros for Joey Loperfido on Friday. Sanchez could not stop smiling. Speaking through his translator, he said he has felt welcome since the very first moment and is grateful for the opportunity to join such a competitive organization. He knows we need power, and he is ready to bring it. However, there is one small wrinkle to keep in mind for Okamoto. He will be leaving camp before the end of February to join Team Japan for the World Baseball Classic. Schneider mentioned they are on a bit of a countdown to get him comfortable before he heads off to represent his country. Also, a quick note on the pitching front. The Jays have agreed the terms with right-handed pitcher Jesse Hahn on a minor league contract. The 36-year-old reliever has a career earned run average of 4.24 over 316 1/3 innings. It is a depth move, but it shows the front office is still looking for arms. Update 2. Bad news. Santander out until All-Star break? The huge hole in the Jays lineup, and who fixes it? But folks, as much as we are celebrating the new arrivals, we have to address the elephant in the room. We got some absolutely awful injury news regarding outfielder Anthony Santander just a few hours ago. The hope was that Santander's bat could provide some much-needed pop this upcoming season, But that won't be the case, at least not for a while. Reports indicate that Santander is likely out until after the All-Star break due to shoulder surgery. This leaves a massive hole in our outfield ripe for a power bat. At the moment, Fangraphs shows Addison Barger and our new acquisition, Jesus Sanchez, taking up the corner outfield spots for the Blue Jays. Now, Barger is a good option. He is a known commodity. Meanwhile, Sanchez is a bit of a question mark. He hit 14 home runs and drove in 61 runs with the Marlins last season. He is a .237 hitter who offers some speed. But here's the catch. Sanchez is a left-handed bat. The same goes for Barger. So it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to target a right-handed bat to balance the lineup. That is exactly what Santander was meant to be. But now there is a clear need for one. The Blue Jays could just suck up the loss and hope that Barger and Sanchez will be enough to keep the club afloat. We also have the internal options of Nathan Lukes and Miles Straw. Last season, the emergence of this duo was a welcome situation. They provided solid defensive play while contributing some offense. Straw became a late pinch running option, with Lukes chipping in some much-needed at-bats. So, rolling with 5 outfielders, Dalton Varsho, Sanchez, Barger, Lukes, and Straw, wouldn't be all that bad defensively. But at what point does the club pivot to a more powerful outfield bat? As long as the offense produces, it wouldn't be a big deal. But if the offense struggles to put up runs on the board, the need may become increasingly bigger. So Blue Jays fans should not be surprised to hear talk of the club targeting another outfield bat much sooner than anticipated. There is an interesting angle here, though. While the club may be looking for another option out there, they may be looking to Santander as the equivalent of a trade deadline addition. Assuming he comes back fully healthy, he could be just that. A healthy Santander could provide the Blue Jays with a power, right-handed bat without having to scour the trade market. Of course, the Jays would have to know if Santander will be ready this season and how well he could step into the lineup. Barring setbacks in his recovery, he could be the boost the Blue Jays will be looking for in the second half of the season. In the meantime, there are numerous ifs surrounding this entire discussion, but it may be too soon to hit the panic button. Much of what happens in the first month of the season will determine the path forward for the remainder of the year. Update 3. Atkins not done? GM hints at more trades after Sanchez deal, the logjam problem. And for our final update of the day, we have to talk about the man making the moves, General Manager Ross Atkins. He finally said what all Blue Jays fans wanted to hear after that Jesus Sanchez trade. Look, the team simply had to respond. Losing Anthony Santander to shoulder surgery that will knock him out for most of the 2026 season was a gut punch. The outfield group, featuring Dalton Varsho in center field and Addison Barger in right, desperately needed more thump. This was especially true if the front office didn't view Nathan Lukes and Miles Straw as full-time starters. Luckily, Ross Atkins answered the call immediately, trading Joey Loperfido for Jesus Sanchez in a 1-for-1 deal with the Houston Astros. Sanchez, who is 28 years old, is known for his ability to crush right-handed pitching. But here's the kicker. He adds yet another lefty hitter to the outfield mix. And Atkins doesn't believe he is going to stop there. While speaking to reporters at spring camp, the GM said that he won't stop pursuing upgrades if the right options present themselves. Why? Because with Sanchez in tow, the Blue Jays now have something of a logjam in the outfield to sort through. Think about it. Dalton Varsho, Addison Barger, Jesus Sanchez, and Nathan Lukes are all left-handed hitters. The only outfielder who bats from the right side is Miles Straw, and he is known way more for his glove than his bat. Assuming George Springer is limited to DH-only duties at this point, we have a very left-heavy lineup. So what happens next? The team could easily make a trade to ease up the playing time restrictions while upgrading elsewhere. Another infielder is probably the top priority, especially one capable of playing multiple positions. Right now, John Schneider is the only backup infielder projected to make the opening day roster, but he has really only spent meaningful time at second base in the majors. A utility man with a history of playing shortstop would be a huge piece of the puzzle. Leo Jimenez is currently the only player on the 40-man roster who fits that description. Alternatively, they could pivot to the bullpen. The team replaced Sir Anthony Dominguez with Tyler Rogers and got an encouraging update on Yimi Garcia, but there is still a lack of depth in leverage arms. Acquiring another late-inning reliever, particularly a lefty, would be a shrewd move. The only southpaws we have in the relief corps right now are Brendan Little and Eric Lauer. No matter how they do it, the Blue Jays will probably need to make at least one more move to clear up some redundancies brought on by the Sanchez trade. But considering where we were just a few days ago when the Santander news broke, having too many outfielders is actually an enviable position to be in. So, Jays Nation, that is a wrap on today's massive updates. From Okamoto's hilarious arrival to the serious injury news about Santander, and finally, Ross Atkins hinting that he is not done dealing yet. It is going to be a wild few weeks leading up to opening day. What do you think about the Jesus Sanchez trade? Do you think we need to trade one of our lefty outfielders for a shortstop or a reliever? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this update, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss breaking Blue Jays news. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Toronto Blue Jays News Network. Stay safe, and as always, let's go Blue Jays.